Hi everyone. I would like to tell you a bit about my experience at Durham University and maybe also tell you a bit more about what I did on my gap year. But so first to kind of tell you a bit about myself, I graduated in 2021 from MSF and have since been on a gap year where I went to South Africa, Namibia, Spain, and I also did some interrailing in Scandinavia, actually with a fellow friend from MSF, Anouk. And yeah, it was an amazing time. And honestly, I would just recommend taking a gap year either way, because you just learn so much about yourself. And it has actually, to be honest, helped me in deciding what I think I want to do for university in terms of like what I want to study, because I was quite indecisive about what I wanted to do. And I just had a lot of very broad interests and I didn't want to kind of restrict myself in choosing a subject and then in the end not wanting to pursue it further. So I'm currently at Durham University in my second year and I'm studying liberal arts. And the current subjects that I am pursuing are history and sociology. And yeah, I mean, the reason why I decided to study here was actually there wasn't really a reason, but after doing some research, I just found that Durham is probably the most beautiful place with such a great historic setting. Everything basically revolves around the cathedral, which is also the site of many Harry Potter movies. So it's quite fun to kind of just recognize all these scenes that are in the movies and be like, oh, that's where they filmed this. And it's also a very religious site. It is close to where the Vikings kind of docked onto the UK, and it is surrounded by many other historical sites. So it is very nice to do just a road trip and kind of visit all these things. There are a lot of parishes and churches, and it's just super, super beautiful. And yeah, I mean, the Durham Cathedral in the end founded the university in 1832, and yeah, it's just a very picturesque study environment which makes it very, very nice to be in. And Durham is a very small town, so it's a very friendly environment. You usually know everybody you see on the street, and it's really nice to just kind of wave and say hello to everyone. And yeah, I say also another special thing is that it has the collegiate system. So basically, the entire university is divided into colleges, which you could compare with Harry Potter houses. So there's like University College, there's another college called Mary's. And so students are divided up, and you have your little intimate society within the university in which you do sports activities. And there's basically a bit of a college rivalry when it comes to sports. And it's just very, very fun. But despite it being a small city, there are still 20,000 students nonetheless. So don't worry, like there are enough people to meet and to see. And yeah, you're basically just surrounded by your tight-knit group of friends and just have a good quality of life. It's amazing. But also Durham is a very, very good university. It ranks very highly in history and has a very good liberal arts program, in my opinion. It is very good for indecisive people like me, so I would very much recommend. And also, it has very good research opportunities. And yeah, other than that, the social and sports opportunities are just so abundant. Like, it has been ranking the #1 sports university in the UK since 2013. And there's just a society for anything. Anyone can create a society just to kind of gather people that share the same interests. And it's just a really diverse and international community. Yeah, which is just really fun. But yeah, talking more about liberal arts, I decided to study liberal arts because I did not know what to do, to be honest. And basically, what it allows me to do is to select modules from different disciplines. So in my first year, I had modules in history and sociology, and I also had a philosophy module, which was quite interesting. And you can mix it up every year. So like, if you decide, I don't know, philosophy is not my thing, then you can just drop that the next year and choose something else. And it's basically about balancing the arts and humanities with the social sciences. And there is a program that does the reverse. So it focuses on the social sciences and is balanced by the humanities. And I just think it's great when you know if you want to be more towards the humanities rather than the social sciences. And I mean, in the beginning, I was quite intrigued by the joint honours that UK universities have to offer, but I just didn't really know which one to choose. I always knew I wanted to do history, but I just couldn't set myself. And just doing liberal arts allows you to be very flexible. And even if you don't want to be flexible and choose two subjects, you still can. So it's basically you just creating your own degree, which is really fun. And yeah, I would honestly just advise anyone who's indecisive to choose that course if you can. I don't think every university in the UK offers it, but if it does, it's a great degree, I think, and just offers a lot of flexibility. Yeah, if you like. Yeah, and I think the IB has been very helpful in all of this. Because it just helps me with kind of organizing my university assignments. The IB has taught me to practice my time management, stay organized, and basically all of my assignments are just a series of IAs. So having that essay writing and doing all the referencing in school has really, really helped me. And it also just allowed me to balance my extracurriculars with academics and just stop stressing, because I feel like I've just done this before and I feel like I was very, very well prepared. And also just being at MSF or just having done the IB, it just allows you to kind of be around a very international group. And so you're working and socializing with people from different backgrounds in university. And I think that just really set me up for all of it. But yeah, I would say that the work at university is a lot more. It's very much more independent work, I would say. And things like time management is way stricter. There are no exceptions to any deadlines. So unless you have any circumstances that are beyond your control. But yeah, for me, I don't have a lot of contact hours or like lectures itself, but it's more about the work that you do outside of classes that prepare you for whenever you do have a seminar, when you engage in discussion and all of that. And you have a lot more larger classes, so it's not as personal as it was in MSF. You're not as like integrated with your classmates or with your teachers. I mean, you can be, but usually people just tend to go to their lecture and then do their own thing. But yeah, nonetheless, you always have support. It's just more about you reaching out to them rather than them being observant and reaching out to you. So it's all about independence and individual work and just kind of, yeah, being on top of things. They're basically testing how passionate you are about what you're doing and, yeah, how work-oriented you are. And yeah, so therefore I would say I am quite busy with university work on a daily basis. I probably go to the library almost every day and just to get some work done, because I have to do a lot of reading, and especially history. For all those thinking of studying history, it requires so much reading. But if you enjoy it, it's fun, and you engage in very deep conversations in your seminars. And yeah, I would just say everything reaches a bit of a deeper level than in school. Yeah, and so some advice that I would probably give to IB students is just always ask for help when you need it, because it is there, like your teachers are there to support you and they want you to reach out. Most importantly, I think, is to understand the syllabus. I'm currently also doing some Lanterna tutoring on the side, and so I'm just kind of reliving the IB experience. And I just think it's so important to understand the syllabus and know what they're asking of you in order to give an appropriate answer. But also just plan your time wisely, like balance your academics with sports or extracurriculars, and just do as many past papers as you can. I'd say those are probably my top tips for IB. And yeah, some advice for university in terms of like choosing universities, courses, and living by yourself. I would say is that you should not just look at the university rankings, but more look at the subject rankings, because different universities specialize in different subjects. It's really important to kind of understand which universities have a specialty, or like if they specialize in something. And also, I think what I've realized is that the location and your surroundings can be just as important as choosing your course or university. Like once I arrived in Durham, I knew this was the place for me because I just love being here so much. And if you don't love being in your study environment, it's just it's going to affect your mental game a lot. And because I'm just always surrounded by friends in this beautiful landscape, it is just so much more enjoyable. So yeah, that's definitely something I would like to pass on to other people, just to kind of do some research about where you're actually going and know that you're going to enjoy where you're going to end up. And yeah, otherwise researching and applying for universities. How did I do it? I guess I started viewing university courses. I was quite indecisive about the course that I wanted to do. So I just kind of read a lot of course descriptions at different universities and saw what they were about. And then only I looked into other universities with good subject rankings and watched some YouTube videos and read some reviews. And then, yeah, I guess I just investigated the cities a bit. And also, I think looking at open day videos can be quite helpful, because it gives you a bit more of a feel of the atmosphere and like how the staff is and everything. So yeah, that's definitely something I would say. And yeah, the application process for Durham was not very difficult. I just had to submit a UCAS application and that was it. I'm not sure if you ever have to do an interview, but I definitely did not. And yeah, that's basically all that I have about Durham for now. And yeah, that's that's my review in a nutshell.
Thank you so much for that. That was a lot of helpful advice that hopefully our students will appreciate. Um, I guess just a couple more general questions. Like, what do you enjoy most about your university experience currently?
Um, I guess it's being around friends all the time. When you come to second year, you're also able to kind of live in a house with all of your friends, and that is probably the best part about everything. Second year is quite stressful, so it's just nice coming home to your friends and like kind of living in a family environment, which is really nice. But also, I think the socials are quite good. There are like just such a vast amount of societies, including things like April Society or Taylor Swift Society. So there's literally something for everyone, and people get really creative in terms of the socials that they create for people to gather. And it's just amazing. And the sports opportunities they have are great. I have to say I'm not as heavily involved in sports anymore as I used to be, but I think I focus more on the social aspect of things. And yeah, that's what I would think is the best thing about Durham so far. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, university is a great space for socializing and meeting a bunch of different types of people. And I guess just a final question to finish on. What do you miss most about MSF, actually, in comparison?
Yeah, I think I miss, like, it might sound a bit sad, but like the struggle together, like just being in this together and just kind of helping each other out on a really like proximate level. And then I guess also the teachers, like when I come back to MSF just to visit for a day, I just love catching up with teachers. It's just so nice to kind of talk to them and like talk to them about your university experience and them seeing like how you grow as a person and like as an adult. It's really nice to just come back and talk to them. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anna. I think that will be all for today. We really appreciate your time, and thank you so much for answering all those questions for us.
Thank you.